Hey everybody, Jeremy here, and today I want to show you a smartphone that's from a company that you most likely have never heard of. But I wanted to show it to you anyway because the specs on this phone look pretty darn good and the price is even better. This phone will cost you about 160 bucks American, and it is from a company called Oukitel, Oukitel, and this phone in general is the K10000 Pro. Now you can find this phone for 160 bucks on Alibaba.com, AliExpress. Basically, if you never heard of that store before, that site before, it primarily deals with international sellers of things, including electronics. And if you are interested in this, after I show you everything that this phone has and what it's capable of, I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can go and check this out. Now in this video is going to be an unboxing. I'm going to show you everything that you'll get with this phone and go over some specs, and then in another video later down the line I'm going to do a more comprehensive review for you. So let's get started. We're going to open up this box, and let me just say, this is a nice box. I peeked in here before, and the way that this is presented, it rivals some really big, awesome flagship phones. And stuff like this to me just further goes to prove the point that today you don't have to spend $600, $700, $800 and up to get a phone that is very good. It's not like it was 5 years ago. You don't have to spend $1,000 on a good phone. And maybe, depending on how this review goes, this can be a phone that you can get. So very nice smell inside. Soft material on the inside. It's got K10000 Pro right there. And when we open it up, we see a few things. Of course, you got your little paperwork here. We are not interested in the paperwork. We have the phone. Let's pull the phone out right here. Now here is the phone. We're going to get a nice close-up of this. Now I haven't taken the little protective strip off of it yet. And you might be thinking, man, Jeremy, this phone looks pretty thick. But it is. But what you're seeing here, they included a little back squishy flexible case with it to protect the back of the phone. So that's pretty cool. You get that with this phone. It already came, already on. So it was a nice little extra for them. Here is the back of the phone here. Let's peel all this stuff off. We're going to peel away that front plastic. And then on the back, there's some more stuff that we can peel off. Let's go ahead and peel that off as well. There we go. Now, according to the store page on this, they say that the back of this is made from Australian calf leather, basically Australian cows. Now, I'm not an expert on leather. I really don't know if this is real leather or not, but I will tell you that it is a very nice look. This is a pretty unique looking phone. These days phones, it's all about the chamfered edges and the round corners and everything. But what I like about this phone and the way this designed is it's very sharp. These are sharp corners, sharp edges, and it kind of reminds me of a sports car in a way. So I kind of like that about it. Now, this is a pretty thick phone in comparison to phones that you'll see on the market these days, and it's actually got some weight to it as well. But we're going to put the phone down for right now. I know, you got to go through everything that comes in the box. Bear with me. All right, so let's just look at this presentation. Look at this here. Now, here's how everything looks. Everything fell out. But basically, this is how everything looks inside here. Everything has its own little dedicated space, and I really do appreciate that. Now, let's see what else we get in here. This is going to be, all right, our charging cable. I have here my Galaxy S7 Edge. Now, this has a micro USB charging port, so let me see if this will fit. Oh, it does fit. So, my bad. This is a micro USB port. It's just longer than usual. And what you also get here is a USB OTG cable. OTG stands for on the go. This is very interesting. You can really find some unique things to do with this. But when it comes to this phone in particular, this phone is capable of charging other phones using this phone's battery because, again, according to the source material, this phone has a 10,000 milliamp per hour battery. 10,000. That is huge. And something like this will allow you to siphon the energy from this phone and give it to another phone, especially if it's like an iPhone that doesn't have micro USB. Then you'll be able to charge, you know, your friends or your wife or your girlfriend or boyfriends or whoever iPhone by using this phone as basically a battery. So we're going to see how well that turns out. Also, you get another case. So you get the translucent case that's already on there. But in addition to that, let's just try to rip this open. In addition to that, you also get this black case. Now, this is one of those cases that you can put the phone in and you just kind of close it like this. Some people are into cases like this. I personally like to have my phone available to me whenever I don't want to have to open up cases or anything. But just inside the box, you get two different choices of cases. It's got a little bit of branding right there, you know. It smells like leather. Let's see, what else do we have here? Here's something that I did not open. Oops, I ripped it a little bit, but here's something that I did not open. Here's going to be your SIM ejection tool. Now, I do believe that this phone has 2 SIM card slots in it, so that's great. And then you also get little cleaning cloth, and this looks to be a screen protector. So there's a screen protector in here. There's your little cleaning cloth, and yeah, here we go. You see that? Yep, so we got some screen protectors in here. Here's a little alcohol pad. I usually don't put screen protectors on my phone. I'm very, very careful. This supposedly does have Corning Gorilla Glass in it. I'm not too sure which version, but it does have Gorilla Glass. And now, here's the final box inside of this package, and this is going to be the charger. Now, I'm in the United States, so this charger right here means absolutely nothing to me. I cannot use this charger because I am not in the right country. But, you know, I've got other chargers or whatever that I can plug that into, so charging it should not be a problem. But this is a fast charger, and that's kind of a bummer because this phone does support quick charge, fast charge, and the fact that I can't use this and it doesn't seem to, you know, be any type of way to like take this off and put on some different power prongs, then this is not something that can be used by me. So anyway, that's everything that you get inside the box. Is a very comprehensive package for the price. But let's take a closer look at this phone. Now, like I said before, it is quite a thick and chunky phone. I am going to have it here compared to the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. Not the newest phone from Samsung, but still, it's a good comparison. As you can see from right here, this phone is much larger than the Galaxy S7 Edge and thicker by quite a considerable amount. And like I said, it also is pretty weighty too. So if you're one of those people who you want the thinnest, smallest, lightest, featheriest phone in the world, I mean, this is a chunk. This is a candy bar phone if I ever did see one. And here's on the back, this is the fingerprint sensor. We're going to get this set up. Fingerprint sensor on the back. I like the back fingerprint sensor. It seems to be more natural. So you'll always have a good grip on the phone in one hand as opposed to kind of doing it like this and have to reorientate your hand. But let's turn this phone on and we are going to see if it has any juice in it. It does. Now, like I said, this does run Android 7.0. That is Nougat. And it also has access to the Google Play Store. So remember a long time ago, years ago, back in the day, whenever you got like these Chinese type phones or whatever, they didn't have Google Play on there. It always went to some sort of weird, obscure app store, but not so much anymore. This does have Google Play on it. And Android is starting up. It's optimizing the storage, which, by the way, I believe that this has 32 gigabytes of onboard storage. If I'm wrong about that, I'm going to leave a correction in this video on the screen so that you can see it. But for right now, I'm going to get started. I'm going to go through all the steps, put my information in this phone. Then we're going to come back and share some final thoughts on it before wrapping up the video and preparing for the full review. Now, in setting up this phone, I learned a few things that I don't think I mentioned before. One, this phone has 3 gigabytes of RAM in it. And when you start it up, you have about 2.5 gigs of RAM to work with. And I took out the SIM card tray, and then you do have space for a SIM card, and you also have space for a SD card to put inside here as well. And you have 32 gigabytes of onboard storage inside of this phone. And when you start it up, you'll still have access to about 25 gigs or so. So that is a very good thing. You have plenty of space to do what you want, and then you can add more space to it as time goes on. This phone also supports gestures. Now that's pretty interesting. You can access those gestures from the lock screen. Now, they tell you what gestures you can do in order to perform different actions. So like, for example, if I wanted to access YouTube, I would have to draw a circle on the screen in order to access YouTube. That circle will come up, but the only thing is, if you need your phone to be unlocked through some type of password or fingerprint, you'll have to make that gesture, then unlock the phone. Whereas if you didn't have any kind of way to lock your phone, all you would do is just make the gesture, and then it would just go ahead and open up the app that way. Still need to play around with it, make sure that is exactly what is going on here, but I do like the gestures. This phone seems to be very quick. So far, there has not been any lag at all. There is a custom interface on top of Android 7.0. You might like it, you might not, but this is a very toned down sort of skin. It's not very heavy. There aren't a lot of crazy flashy animations. I think it's actually quite fitting given the form factor of this phone and the elegance that it seems to portray. But of course, if you wanted to, you can always go into the Play Store. You can always download the Google Home Launcher, and you can feel like you have a more stock Android experience. So far, things are looking pretty well. I took one picture with this phone to just sort of get a sense of how the camera is. Here's that picture right now, just of some of the figures behind me. But one thing I do have to say, the camera seems to be a little bit slow, especially when it comes to the focusing. It seems to lag behind a little bit. Still need to do some more testing on that, of course. The picture that came out looks okay, but I do have to say that camera was a little laggy at times. As far as the videos go, video quality, not too sure about quite yet. They have a few different video settings for the quality. They have normal, they have high, and they have fine. It doesn't actually say this is 480, 720, or anything like that. I need to dig into the specs some more to see what's the maximum resolution of video that you can put out with this phone. But just first impressions, the first 20 minutes or so messing around with this phone, it's looking like it could be pretty encouraging, if I do say so myself. But I gotta pop my SIM card in here and use it, and in about a week or so I will be back with a more comprehensive review video for this phone, which is the Oukitel K10000 Pro. Once again, it's straight from Alibaba. $160 US dollars will get you this phone and all the other accessories that I showed you in the box. And at least for right now, it seems to be a pretty darn good deal. So if you want to see the full review on this phone when it comes up, be sure to subscribe to this channel so you can see it, and I am going to get started. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'm Jeremy, and I'll talk to you later.